Greetings, fellow seekers of the unexplained, and welcome to the UFO Case Studies channel, your portal to the world of UFO encounters and enigmas. In this episode, we journey one more time to Brazil, to investigate what came to be called Official UFO Night, one of the most extraordinary and officially well-documented UFO incidents ever registered. On May 19, 1986, 21 unidentified flying objects, some of them up to 100 meters in diameter, were sighted by multiple witnesses, both civilian and military, in 4 states. The UFOs were also detected by radars from the Brazilian Air Force's Integrated Center for Air Defense and Air Traffic Control. At around 8 p.m. on the night of the incident, an air traffic controller in duty at an airport in the outskirts of São Paulo noticed a light in the sky from the control tower of an airport near the city. This signaled the start of the night of the UFOs. He was intrigued by this unusual activity, so he approached the tower controllers at Guarulhos International Airport in São Paulo to see whether an aircraft was flying toward his airstrip. The response was no, and while he was still talking, the object disappeared. However, the object appeared again after a while, shining ever brighter than the first time. According to his account of the incident, he looked through a pair of binoculars to observe the object better and found it unusual, light, and multicolored. In one of his interviews with BBC, he said, "Whether they were trying to interact with me, I don't know. What I do know is that they behaved intelligently." At precisely the same time, around 2,000 cadets and officers from an Air Force training school in the same area reported spotting the lights. Then an hour later, a plane piloted by the president of the Brazilian aircraft maker Embraer reported several objects in the sky as it landed at the same airport. The lights in the sky were also seen from 2 passenger planes, including one traveling in the interior of Brazil. 5 Brazilian Air Force fighter jets were activated by the Air Defense Operations Center to intercept the alleged invaders. In the mysterious event, 5 Air Force pilots reportedly saw up to 21 objects appear and disappear without any plausible explanation. The objects had the ability to follow and maintain a distance from observers, as well as to fly in formation. Sometimes, the pilots had visual contact with the targets, but the radars did not register anything. Other times, the radars even picked up the presence of objects, but the pilots could not see them. The Air Force considered only the sightings that had simultaneous confirmation. A documentary, entitled Moment of Contact, based on the incident, features a radio message sent by one of the fighter pilots to the control tower. Meanwhile, the incredible events taking place in the sky had not gone unnoticed on the ground. Photographer Aidney Brito was working the night shift in the office of his newspaper when he got a tip-off that there was a flying saucer overhead. Initially assuming to be a prank, he went outside with a reporter and to his amazement saw the objects and began shooting. "It was a unique experience in my career. I never saw anything like it again," he said. "Until then, I didn't care whether or not I believed in UFOs. But I came to have a different view of this mysterious world. There was no way I could not change my opinion. After all, I had the privilege of being an eyewitness and photographic witness." In a further twist, 2 Air Force officers accompanied by the American UFO researcher James J. Hurtak turned up at the newspaper about a month later. They demanded the editor showed them the negatives of the photos on the pretext they wanted them to be analyzed by NASA. They have never been seen since. The incredible event soon seeped out and began to receive extensive coverage in the media. On May 23, 1986, the then Minister of Aeronautics called a press conference to inform the press that 5 FAB fighter jets chased 21 UFOs.
O objetivo justamente era esse, se aproximar e identificar. Nós não conseguimos nem nos aproximar, muito menos identificar.
It's not about whether or not you believe in extraterrestrial beings or flying saucers. We can only give technical information. There are several assumptions. Technically, I would tell you that we have no explanation, declared the brigadier at the time. The Brazil's Freedom of Information Act was enacted in May of 2012. Immediately after the law went into effect, the public authorities faced a rush for information about UFOs, with 37 requests for access to information about the matter, leading the Brazilian Air Force to transfer most of its documents on UFOs to the National Archive. Nowadays, the UFOs collection is the most visited in this archive, and UFOs were also the most frequent subject on information requests made to the Brazilian government. The collection presents photos, videos, audios, and documents ranging from reports of people who have allegedly sighted UFOs to reports of trips in spaceships. With the transference of the documents to the National Archive, became known that Brazil had an unidentified aerial object investigation system, created in 1969 to scientifically investigate apparently supernatural UFO phenomena. The Brazilian Senate also held a special session on June 24 to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the World Day of Ufology, observed by UFO experts and enthusiasts. Are we alone in the universe? Do other dimensions of reality exist? And if so, are we alone in the multiverse? Could reality be like the contemplation of a vast ocean, in the sense that beneath a massive surface under which nothing seems to exist, a fascinating world of indescribable beauties is hidden in reality? So, could the collective curiosity about UFOs be an unconscious certainty we all carry, that behind the scenes of existence, there is another extraordinary reality? Thanks for your participation in this channel. Stay curious, stay adventurous, and until our next voyage into the enigmatic unknown, keep your eyes wide open and your mind ever questing. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to join us on our journey through UFO mysteries.